For some perspective, South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has announced changes to his cabinet. This is following consultations with the Democratic Alliance under the Government of National Unity. Willem Aucamp replaces John Steenhuisen as Minister of Agriculture, with Steenhuisen now moving to Deputy Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition. David Maynier takes Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment. Dina Pule replaces Sisisi Tolashe in Social Development, and new deputies are appointed for energy, water and higher education. To help make sense of the cabinet reshuffle, we're joined by political analyst Dr. Vuma. Dr. Vuma, very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Welcome.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening to all the viewers.
As we try and understand the story behind the story, President Cyril Ramaphosa says these changes followed consultations with the Government of National Unity. Of course, we saw Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis having written to President Cyril Ramaphosa about John Steenhuisen. And politically, what message do you think the president is trying to send here with this reshuffle?
Firstly, the conduct of the DA was inappropriate for them to go to public, particularly on the changes that they wanted to make in the cabinet. As we know that it's within the powers of the president to make sure that he deploy or redeploy members of the cabinet. So for them to go into public and announce the changes that they must be made by the president, it undermined the authority of the president. But it also tells you that the government of the national unity, as the president, you don't really have all the powers that you are afforded by the constitutions are limited, given the fact that you rely on certain political organization for political favors.
Yeah, as you speak about the GNU, it remains a relatively new political experiment in South Africa. Do you think at all that this reshuffle indicates a coalition that is starting to mature? Or could we be noting cracks beginning to emerge beneath the surface as we try and get a broader understanding of the internal workings?
Yeah, look, firstly, it just gives the character of the political organizations that we have in the country to say when certain individuals or when the organization went for elective conference, those who didn't make it to, in the conference, they then get patched and isolated, which is the similar conduct that we have seen in the ANC, is the similar conduct that we have seen in the EFF, and currently it's also happening in the DA. And yes, and secondly, the issue of GNU, its stability will always depend on who has a role to play in terms of serving the best interest of the president.
Absolutely. As we look at David Maynier moving into Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment, and Willem Aucamp going now into agriculture, which are notable moves, what do you think are some of the biggest political risks, or perhaps they may be opportunities? You'll tell me, especially looking around issues like climate policy, land reform, food security. What are the likelihoods as we consider those factors and the reshuffle?
No, firstly, we have to be honest with the fact that there's no much that they're bringing on the table, beside the fact that this just to manage political dynamics, but also to reward those who were part of the winning regime within the DA. And secondly, I think it's a matter of as I already indicated, to manage the to manage the political dynamics, but also at the same time I don't think there will be much of the changes within those particular portfolios. And given the policies of the DA as an political organization and the policies of the ANC, they are two opposite organization
Yeah,
ideologically.
absolutely.
Yes. So for them to believe that there will be changes that serve in the best interest of South Africans, it's just not possible.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for speaking to us this evening as we try and make sense of that announcement of a cabinet reshuffle, managing political dynamics and reward politics coming to the forefront there, according to political analyst Dr. Lucky Vuma.